Yeah, today's gonna be a hard one because we're gonna share with you really one of the most life-changing stories that we have. One of the things that really shape our family and actually give us so much meaning today. And it's the story of our daughter Ember. Everyone knows us as the people that have four boys right now because it's such a big part of our lives, but not everyone knows how we got here and why we are the people that we are, or even why we bear the name Evermore. Now that I've had this name for a while, um, people just assume it's my name, but it wasn't always my name. And once it was a different name. And we're here to tell you that story today. Well, when you have three boys, everybody is on team girl. Everybody wants to add a girl to the team. I wanted to add a girl. Everybody wanted to have a girl. Our house is total mayhem with three boys. Give you an example. Recently, we started playing Jenga with mouse traps at our house, and so you set all the mouse traps and you stack them, and then when one explodes, they all just like come at you. And now, because we have this big box of mousetraps, I've got boys that are constantly doing mousetrap pranks, which means that in the morning you might wake up with a mousetrap on your phone set, when you reach over to get your phone. Or the other day I woke up and I leaned over and I felt something on my back that was wooden, and I looked and there's like 6 mousetraps right behind my back. Thankfully, they didn't go off. But having boys is crazy and wild, but like we need some beautiful feminine energy in the home, and we wanted it. We prayed for it. We hoped for it. And then what?
Yeah, so then we found out I was pregnant, in ooh, we would have found out in the beginning of 2021. Um, and so we were very hopeful that it was a girl, uh, and it was a girl. We eventually found out. So Joe and I went into an ultrasound together, and, uh after that ultrasound was complete, the OB came and talked to both of us in a very serious matter. She was actually pretty cold too. Said your daughter has a, fatal condition, a fatal birth defect called anencephaly, and she will not survive past birth. She'll live for, a few hours, days at most. And it was, like, very shocking for me and Joe, like, just unsure of how to deal with it, a lot of emotions. We were both crying, I remember. It was just, like, sensory overload sort of in a way. Um, and the OB just, sort of just, like, kept talking like, a lot of women terminate in this situation. It's understandable if you wanna terminate. Like, she just sort of kept cornering us into making that decision.
That was a wild time. I driving so many sonograms, you kind of get used to how they go. And the sonographer was really just cold and quiet, and it wasn't any. It was like you could feel the joy, like leaving the room, and then to have a doctor come in and instantly begin to tell us that our baby's gonna die,
Mhm.
and that it's totally understandable to just kill the baby right now. I mean, that's the whole point of having a doctor, is to the whole reason we go to a doctor is to save the baby, is to preserve a baby, is to love the baby.
Yeah.
Like, why would we be talking about killing the baby? And so it was that was wild. Like, never have I experienced anything like that. And then begin to think about this journey of like, how do we tell our boys about their sister and that we're going to have a funeral? I mean, these kids, they've never even been to a funeral. They don't even know
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
And to describe death to them, um, those are heavy things on my heart. Well, I wanted to find a way out. I wanted to find an answer. I figured there must be somebody else. There must be somebody that we could find on the internet, that,
Some other specialist.
yeah, there's got to be someone that would try something.
I mean, I had heard
And
of this condition before, and seen photos of it, and I guess in my mind, like, I was sort of, like, more surrendered to it already. Like, I just knew. Like, my heart couldn't hope, you know? Like, I felt like I had been delivered, like, this devastating news, and the fact that these babies, like, don't ever survive, like, there wasn't even a chance, to me just sort of told me, like, everything my heart knew.
I mean, I found somebody on the internet who's got, like, a 5-year-old that had it or
Oh,
something, and, uh, and so
hang on,
but
hang
it
on.
was that hope that, like, you longed for, we both wanted. We wanted to find it, and,
Mhm.
when you don't have it, it's like scratching the earth. It's, probably the darkest part of it.
For both of us, we had talked about, like, I don't know, in a weird way, like, maybe this was, like, a test, like, do you really believe, like, what you say you believe?
Yeah, that made me
Like,
mad.
yeah, I mean, like, how are you gonna respond in this situation? And also, like, my, like, most consistent biggest prayer, like, leading up to Ember's birth, like, I, like, begged God, like, I just want to meet her alive, and I wanna get a family photo before she passes away. And so, for me, like, I wanted to, like, see my baby, I wanted to meet her.
I remember, like, just this immense sadness and this massive disruption happening in our life, and as I'm crying out to the Lord, just saying, like, "God, can we just, like we just kinda, like, miscarry this baby? Is there a way that we cannot?"
Have
'Cause
to go through the
at
whole
the
thing.
time, it felt like, wow, the next 7, 8 months here are just gonna be hell. Um, and I didn't really comprehend how to get through that right away. Like, that, it was never thought to, like, kill the baby, but, like, for the first time in my life, I could actually, like, identify with somebody that really felt cornered by a pregnancy, really felt cornered by, you know, this like, a decision, Like, it's like for the first time in my life, I felt this sense of, like, wow, like, I'm gonna have this cloud of darkness over our family forever. It's what I felt
Mhm.
like at the time, and I wanted out of that.
Well, and I feel like our situation was maybe a little different too because, like, knowing that she would pass away soon after she was born, it was like my pregnancy with her was really the only time we actually got with her. And so that was like a unique spin on things, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, we didn't get to have the gift of a child after that we got to raise and have memories with. And so this was like it. This was like all we got. Like, it's not like I was going to have this, carry this baby and then, she be born with disabilities and, me facing a future with her that was very uncertain. Like, I just knew that she was not going to survive long, hours to days. I mean, she might have even come out as stillborn. Like, we weren't even guaranteed that she would come out alive. And so, like, I guess my future, at least with her, was pretty short-sighted because I only had the rest of my pregnancy. I only had, what, 7 more months or 6 more months from when we found out. Um, but I guess what it caused us to do is, I got to thinking, I was like, well, it's May, it's almost summer. Like, we have all these places and, things that we love to do that I would love to show Ember, and it's summer, our kids are out of school. Like, let's go do these really awesome things with her. Um, because this is the time we get with her while she's alive. And so that's kind of then what started what we call like our Ember tour.